Inside Disc Golf.
Hello and welcome to Inside Disc Golf episode 20. I'm Andrew Gum here in Disc Golf Stream Studios, and today I have a very special guest. She's a two-time Norwegian champ, three-time PCS Open champ, lots of other great accolades as well. We'll get into more of that later, but she also does a lot to help promote women and girls in disc golf through with her platform and popularity. So we're really happy to have her on the show. Welcome, Anniken Kristiansen Steen.
Thank you.
How are you today?
I'm good. You?
Yeah, good. Really nice. It's kind of getting near the end of winter. Of course, we're really excited to kick off the European season. But here it's still pretty snowy and cold, but nice and sunny. Days are getting longer.
Yeah, same here. I guess so. Just have to deal with it.
Yeah. So where should we start? I guess you just came back from a tour of the States, which is, I guess, pretty nice to go there and play with the good weather when it's quite cold there in Norway still. Tell us a little bit about your trip.
Yeah, for sure. Like, I've never started my season that early, never, like ever. But yeah, it was a really fun experience. Like, a lot of fun trying all these new courses that I've never played, and of course, actually playing the Disc Golf Pro Tour. So, and I never really had that high expectations going into like this first trip to the States. But yeah, overall, I'm really happy actually with how I performed there, at least for two of the events.
Oh yeah, you did really great. You on the podium there at the Memorial, and then fifth place finish in Waco. Really fantastic results. And I guess we'll talk a little bit more about that in a moment. But for our viewers that don't know too much about you, could you just tell us a little bit about yourself, like where you're from and everything? Yeah.
Well, I'm from Norway. I play a place called Hamar. Like, it's located more or less 1 hour north of Oslo. And I live here with my husband, and our life is basically about disc golf. We're both players.
That's right.
Yeah.
That's right. You recently got married to Tom Erik Kristiansen Steen, who's also
That's right. Yeah.
Also a really good player, and finished top 10 at the Belgian Open last year and rated high 900s, right? So I guess how did you guys meet? Through disc golf?
Oh, no, it was not disc golf. It was before that that period. But like we had like a common friend, and it was a party there, and we got to know each other. But like the fun thing is that we there's like a 5-year age gap between us, and we have always lived no more than 500 meters. Like, his mom lives right up here, so we've always known who each other was, but because of the age difference, we never had like anything to do with each other until later on. Right. So yeah, short story.
Yeah, well, congratulations on the marriage, and it's really cool that you can share the hobby of disc golf with your partner that way. It makes for a really fun and interesting life.
Yeah, definitely.
Yeah. So, so you, I guess, just kind of tell us how you got into disc golf.
That was actually also a friend of me and my husband. He had been to the States as an exchange student and came back, and like he tried the sport there, and he came back and he wanted us to join him on a casual round. So we just bought one disc each and went ahead with it. I know that like a lot of people get hooked right away, but that was actually not the case with me, because like I was into other sports at that time, and I felt like I was not good at all. First time I tried it, like I guess it's that with everything, you know, but yeah, I just didn't like volley was my thing right then and there. That was back in 2015. But of course that changed at some point. So I think it was in 2017 or something. That was when I told myself that I wanted to actually practice more and trying to be good at this. So yeah.
Okay, so it didn't really come natural, and you weren't one of those that fell in love with it right away. It was quite similar.
No, not at all.
Similar with me as well. It took kind of a long, slower exposure in order to get to that level of excitement about the game. And
Yeah.
but I mean, you're really well educated. You have a master's degree in business economics, right? So what is it about disc golf that makes you want to commit so much of your time and you know, like be a professional and spend time away from your field to participate?
Well, I mean, like, there's not only just one answer, like, there's not only just one thing to that, but it's just like with disc golf, you have this ability, you can develop yourself, both like your mental aspect and like the physical aspects of it, and you can actually become as good as you like, and it all depends on yourself. Like, it is an individual sport. I've never tried any team sports, so that also set up quite well for me. But it is an individual sport, but at the same time, you do have like, you know, the social part of it too. Absolutely. Like, you're out there for at least 3 hours, and you had to you should at least communicate with those you're playing against or with. So yeah, it has like all these aspects that is just so, it makes it unique.
Yeah. So there's the social thing, and then it seems like for you it's a lot about pushing yourself to improve and to be the best that you can be, and just to try to reach your potential and succeed.
Yeah, I guess you can sum it up that way.
Cool. Yeah, so I guess it's been a pretty exciting journey since 2017 when you first started kind of committing to the sport that way. And I guess, well, first of all, you talked a little bit about your background in other sports, right? What can you share with us about the other sports that you've done?
Well, I started figure skating quite at a young age, and I've also done track and field with sprint and hurdles. But yeah, it was a lot of figure skating. During my younger days.
Okay.
So,
is there anything about those sports you think that transferred to your abilities in disc golf? Maybe.
People have asked me about that. Of course, it's always like you're known with the competitive environment. That's like one thing. But if you think of the physical aspect of it, I think at some point, like, I was thinking about like the rotation part in figure skating for jumps or spins. I don't think that way anymore of it, but I don't know, that might have helped.
Sure, just the balance and the coordination and center of gravity and everything. I think that could certainly translate to a smooth form, which you really do have. You know, both backhand and forehand, very, very fundamentally sound, and also, really wide range and great accuracy, putting and throwing.
Thank you.
Which is, really puts you in great position. You know, you're currently 24th in the world rankings on UDisc, which makes you the 5th highest European. And I guess I didn't mention all the great success you've had in the introduction. I was a little bit nervous, but it was, you won the Euro Tour title with big wins at Kokkedal, PCS, and the Belgian Open. So congratulations on all those big wins last year.
Thank you so much. That was really fun.
Yeah, and also lots of great finishes. You know, you were in the top 10 at the European Open. You cashed at the U.S. Women's. Was that your second trip to the States, I guess?
It was the throw pink event.
Yeah.
Yeah, that was the second one, because Champions Cup was the first time competing in the States.
Yeah.
That was during the springtime last year. Yeah.
So you cashed on your second trip over there. You got third at Järva on the EPT. You were fifth at the European Championships in 2021, and that was a really stacked field. So I guess that was what did that feel like to realize that you're kind of really right there with the best in Europe and the world?
Well, yeah, actually, at the European Championship, I came straight from winning the Norwegian Championship for the first time. And I kind of had high expectations for myself going into the European Championship, but at the same time, I didn't expect to do that well. And I think that might be one of the first time that I thought like, okay, I'm into something here, and that might just be the start of something really good.
So that was like a pivoting point from just kind of, getting into the professional life and starting to tour, and then realizing that you could, you can basically do anything. I guess, you can be in the mix at any event, right?
Yeah, I think that was like the first turning point. But of course, I knew that was also during the COVID time.
Yeah.
And I knew that not every FPO player was there, like due to COVID situations, etc., etc. So like I placed really good, and I was really happy about it. But then when we came to last year again, and I won the Cockadale Open, that was like a new generated thought of the feeling that I actually belong among the pro players. You can say that.
A good reminder victory, yeah.
Yeah. Yeah. But everything is still like a learning experience. Like just coming into Pro Tour now, staying there for 4 weeks, I'm still learning. So, yeah,
still fairly new to the game, and still growing a lot as a player, right? And I guess it seems to me I've gotten to watch quite a lot of your play as a commentator, both on MDG Media and on Disc Golf Stream, and for me it feels like you're maybe one of the most well-balanced players, in the sense that you have like a really solid skill set across the board, and also seem like a very, really strong mental player as well, like that you have good focus and that you're really in the moment there. How would you describe your style of play as far as strengths and weaknesses or things like that?
I would definitely say that my strongest part is my mental game. I felt like that for quite a long time, and I also practice my mental skills a lot during the off season and also during the season. And I think that like your physical abilities can take you that long, but if your mental game is not with you, like overall, then you're still not going to do your best. So it's not that I don't do a lot of physical work too, but I just think that the mental aspect is really, really important. And I think it's a part of my game that other players are not that good at, or they're not like, I don't know how to say it, but yeah.
But you feel like that's...
I might have gained some points just by staying calm in some situations.
You've noticed that you have that's one of your strengths compared to the field, that you're really strong mentally, and yeah, like you said, the physical attributes can get you so far, but if you can't perform in the moment with the pressure, or you can't stay calm after a mistake and move forward, then those skills don't really do too much for you. And the skills alone aren't able to get the job done, like you said, I guess. So
yeah, that's right. Yeah,
that's really...
And it's not like that I always do well. Like, I always had to improve too on the mental aspect, but yeah, it's just a fun part of the game.
Yeah, it makes it really interesting, I guess, to to see how everybody kind of holds up under those kind of pressure situations, and yeah. But I guess it's really fun to watch you play. It seems like you're always really courteous with the card mates, and have good etiquette and everything as well. So a really good role model for up and coming players, and it's nice to see that on the coverage.
Thank you. I always it's not that I think of it, but I do think it's really good to, like, just in common, be nice to everyone and have respect no matter what.
Yeah, those are great values, and really important that people can see, like, have that as a role model. Yeah, so I guess the off season was really big for you. Of course, you're working hard and focusing on the mental game a lot. But also, you signed a really long-term deal with Guru and PCS Group. What can you share with us about that?
Well, I guess it's the same with a lot of contracts that it's like a lot of it is confidential. But sure. I mean, that deal made it possible for me to not just think of it as a hobby anymore. Like, it's now my job, and I'm just so glad that they saw the value in me. And it's not common for Norwegian companies like the PCS Construction. Like, we don't have a lot of sponsors outside of the disc golf scene, so I'm really happy and glad that they saw that potential in me, and I'll do my best to perform and to be that good role model for FPO players and other players out there for 5 years. So we'll see how that goes.
Yeah, that's great to hear. So they're making it possible for you to really commit to the tour, even in the States. You have a lot of plans to travel back and forth there, and currently are already 23rd on the Disc Golf Pro Tour point standings, and the top 20 qualify. So possibility that you could be, earn your spot to the championships there at the end of the season. But back to the contract. So Guru, I guess, tell us a little bit about Guru and PCS from your point of view, like just what they are and what's their role.
So Guru is like a manufacturer company. They make the Seeger bag. I know, like, some European players use it. You might have seen it, and I use it, of course.
Sure.
And also they make discs. It's not that I'm committed to use only their disc. I play with a mixed bag, but I do have one disc actually from them, a putter, and it's really good flow motion. And the PCS Construction, that is a construction company based on the western side of Norway, and they're actually located at the area where PCS Open is located. Like, that's the name.
Sure.
That's where we come from. So and they're just like, it's really funny because they're like the PCS construction. They were just a lot of great guys that wanted to build the best disc golf course. So they went into that and they did so. And I personally think that's one of the best courses we have in Norway. It's one of my favorites, and that's the reason why I return there every year.
Yeah, it's stunningly beautiful. I mean, I haven't seen it in person, but from the coverage that I've seen, I can't think of a more beautiful setting for disc golf, honestly. It just looks amazing. It looks like a really beautiful course, and also designed really well. It seems quite difficult to challenge even the best players, and then I mean the trophies are obviously the coolest. Like those moments.
Viking theme, everything, yeah.
Yeah.
Like they're always willing to improve. Like I think we've played a new layout. Like they've always done like minor changes every year, and just seeing like, you know, all the small details out on the course, it's something else. It is.
Yeah, it looks like a really magical place, absolutely. And so Guru is a retailer and manufacturer of disc golf products and supplies.
Yeah.
Yep.
Well, actually, yeah, they are a retailer, like the cigar bags and and the discs. They actually like have recently changed. They had like a disc golf store as well that is now like rebranded to We Are Disc Golf. So now it's more separated.
Okay. So the business model's changed a little bit. Now the Guru is the more manufacturing side, and the We Are Disc Golf is the retail outlet. Okay. Yeah. So they're making really great products. The Seeger bag obviously is really fantastic. You wear it. Greg Barsby now, also sponsored by.
Yeah, they sell it in the States. That's awesome.
Yeah. So that's really cool. And they look really great. It's nice that you can access the discs from both sides. Like that seems like a really brilliant type of a design element.
Yeah. Like I've been using that bag like since the first time I actually got my first own disc golf bag. And I've always been such a huge fan of like the back side. I like when I carry my own bag, I always take it from the back. And especially, you know, when it's raining and everything, it just chills the discs even better.
Oh, nice. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. And so I guess speaking of bags, you're known for carrying quite a heavy bag. Like you have, what can you tell us about what you keep on you during a round?
I don't know. Like, I don't need, I feel like I need everything in my bag, and I probably do. Like I say, I play with a mixed bag, and I bring a lot of backup discs usually. And then you need all the food. I usually like, in Norway, I use this like dried meal food that is quite common for the military. I didn't get to find it like in the States, so I just made pasta and brought a box to the course and ate it throughout. Like, so that was like the slow carbs. And yeah, I need to fuel myself during a round. And of course I need, just in case the weather change, you need some extra layers of clothes. So, and yeah, I don't know.
So you're just always well prepared for anything that might come.
Yeah, I think you can say that.
Yeah, I think that goes along well with the strong mental game as well. That you're always prepared for anything, and you're ready to face it. So that's cool. Great bag. Make sure you check them out. Guru, Seeger bag. But yeah, to the PCS, it's also really great that some of these outside sponsors are getting involved in disc golf, and I think that's absolutely crucial for the growth and development of the game. Is to bring in outside sponsors in order to get more money into it, and to have it be more well known. So really great that PCS is doing what they're doing. And
absolutely.
So yeah, I just wanted to say that. And so I guess, but the 5-year deal is with Guru and PCS. Is it like a 3-way deal?
Guru is part of it for some years. And no, PCS is part of it for some years.
Okay, so it's sort of two different deals
like
in a way.
Total 5.
Yeah.
They're like kind of combined together.
Okay.
Somehow. Yeah.
Okay. Yeah, good to know.
It's a bit hard to explain, I know, but yeah.
No, but yeah, it's not the typical deal, but it sounds like it's really beneficial for everybody that that they're giving you the opportunity to do what you love to do, and that you're helping to grow their brands and support their businesses, and I think it's a great deal, and a good example for how deals can be for future players. And
yeah, definitely.
Yeah.
And of course, we just hope to see even more players get good deals in the future.
Yeah.
Being able, like especially Europeans, being able to compete all over the world. We need more.
Yeah. Yeah, I think that's what we've kind of noticed or seen, since the COVID era, that the European disc golf scene is really blossoming, and the level of play is, rapidly catching up with the U.S. side. So it seems like seems like we're really entering into a new era of international competition for disc golf, which is really exciting.
It is. It definitely is.
And it's great that we can, you can provide an example for how you can make it possible to get over there and tour and, all that stuff. So, well, I guess you've been to the States now a couple times, and you got to play quite a lot of events. How would you say, how would you compare European to the American style of disc golf? Or I know it's a kind of a broad question, but just anything that comes to mind with the differences or similarities or just the experience.
Yeah, well, that's kind of a hard question. I'd say the FPO field is bigger there. So the competitiveness is even higher. One shot can put you 10 spots down, or 5 spots, just by one stroke. And that has usually not been that common on the European scene. But I would say the game is the same. Some play aggressive, some play more conservative. You say it more comes down to the individual player, but you just have more of them in the States.
Right. So just more high level players competing for those top positions.
Yeah.
How about the courses, course design wise? How would you compare the general styles? I know it's difficult because every course is unique in its own way, but what kind of trends do you see in the U.S. side compared to the European side?
Well, of course, it's the first time I've been there now, doing more of the tour part, but I was kind of surprised that I think I've seen a lot of different courses there, and not too much of the wooded course, as we might have more of in Europe, of course. But I know that my next tournament there will be at W.R. Jackson in Georgia, and that's for sure a wooded course.
Yeah, one of the best wooded courses in the world, in my opinion. Yeah,
I totally agree. That's my favorite course outside of Norway. But I think that might be the biggest change. Of course, Waco, you have these open holes, but also the full part with all the wooden holes. So you still there have quite a mix. And personally, I do prefer wooded courses, but it's also you have to handle every course you go to. So, yeah.
Yeah, so you just have to, I guess, deal with whatever the design is. And everybody's playing the same course. But of course, it's nice to play in places that you like to play. And I also much prefer the forest type of golf. And I think there's a number of reasons why they seem to have moved more in that direction for the Disc Golf Pro Tour. Of course, it's easier to accommodate spectators, to have on those. But I think it's definitely, in my opinion, much more exciting and interesting to watch players, shape shots in the woods. And that's I'm really excited for the Champions Cup, because W.R. Jackson is really, really difficult and thickly wooded, but it's very fair lines too. Yes. So, if you can hit those lines, then you're going to succeed, and, so I think it really benefits the accuracy of the players.
Yeah, definitely. And it's a really good thing that it's a major course.
Yeah.
It really lives up to the expectation.
Yeah, it's a beautiful setting there as well. Georgia, the colors are really, they kind of pop out at you. It's really, really beautiful.
Yeah.
There's, other great courses on site there, good camping. And also it's the site of the Disc Golf Hall of Fame. So it's quite a special cultural and historical site as well.
It is. and I had to remember to bring like my allergy medicines because I completely forgot that in Austin. Like I forgot that I had allergies. It's usually like grass during the summertime here. But yeah, that's something to remember too.
Yeah, and that's kind of one of the elements that that you have to take into account when you go to the U.S. to tour. There's a very different geography and climate, so you have to kind of adjust to the conditions more. I don't think it's as varied in Europe yet, especially because most of the disc golf is concentrated more in the northern part of Europe. So it doesn't change a ton, with what you're expecting as far as weather and humidity and general geography. So I think that's really important for European players to get the experience in order to kind of work towards being more comfortable in those environments and being able to succeed. But what can you tell us about that from your own personal experience, about the differences? Of course, the allergies is a big thing. If you're sneezing everywhere, it's kind of hard to focus. But yeah,
like that was actually one thing when you talk about it now, like going from really cold weather in Vegas, like it had to bring a lot of layers out there, and then coming to Waco. And I remember that was the first time I actually switched my putters, because I usually use a blend plastic for the pure. And because the more humid climate, especially for one of the days, I really felt like the more sticky feel on my putters. So I changed to the hard plastic. And that was something I heard Christine talked about, was it last year or the year prior to that again? And so I thought, well, I might as well try it too. And that worked. But, it's also kind of scary to do that for the first time in a tournament, because you don't know if you actually will trust it or not, but it worked out really well. And then again, coming to Austin and having it felt more dry again. So my fingers got more the cracks in it. So that was also kind of something to deal with. And I mean, it is what it is, but I've never had that quite those changes that rapidly in Europe, for sure not.
Yeah, I don't think that's it's just nothing really comparable to that kind of dramatic changes from the desert to the to the Midwest and everything, and throughout the South. Yeah, it can be really difficult to make those adjustments, but yeah, it's important to try things that'll make it better, of course, and with the plastic blends and lots of experiences and adjustments need to be made, which probably gets better over time as you get more experience touring there.
More used to it, yeah.
For sure.
Let's hope so, at least.
Yeah. Yeah. So, sorry. I guess we're going to be moving into the European season pretty soon. Could you just tell us a little bit about your plans for the tour this season?
So I've done one trip now to the States, and in 2 weeks I'll go back for 4 weeks, and when I come back then is when I'll start the European season, and I'll be in Europe until the European Championships, and then it's the third trip to the States doing Worlds, and I don't know yet if I have qualified at that time for other events, but I have my fingers crossed that it will be okay.
Yeah, most likely you'll go back for the third leg there to do the World Championships, and then there's those playoff events and the Throw Pink and the Disc Golf Pro Tour Championships. So ideally you'll be qualified for all those, and you'll have a big finale over in the States there. So you started out over there, and then summer is kind of the main European season, and then back for the late summer fall.
Yeah.
which seems like pretty standard for the top level players now. That seems to make most sense, that you can get your season started earlier over there with the better weather and the earlier start, and then really exciting time for European disc golf in general. Now we have so many big events and so much media coverage. So I think it's really important for European players to stay here and focus on these competitions. And now it seems like a lot more Americans are going to be coming over to try it out as well.
Yeah, and that's also great. Like, so the Americans actually can see what the European disc golf scene is like.
Yeah, it's a great cultural experience for them to travel in Europe and make more friends and more connections here. And just get to play different countries, different courses. I think it's enormously beneficial for everybody to come if it's what they want to do.
Absolutely.
So really looking forward to that. That's going to be a lot of fun. You said W.R. Jackson is your favorite course. Do you want to talk any more about that, or?
Well, I mean, I only played it once in a tournament, last year. We just had all these great lines, and it's not common to have a wooded course that also has really fair gaps.
Yep.
So that's what surprised me the most. And that's kind of like, you need all the different shots in the woods there. So you actually get to like use all of your abilities out there. And that's what I think is really cool.
Yeah, that's a lot of fun and really, really challenging, but fair as well.
Mm-hmm.
So we'll be looking forward to that. And then in Norway, your favorite course is Overås. Is that how you pronounce it? Overås?
Overås.
Overås. Okay.
Yeah.
Sort of.
Close enough. That's good.
that weird O gets me, but yeah.
I won't get offended. That's fine.
Okay. So what is it about that course that you really love?
It's first of all, it's the fact that I always are willing to like improve on, when they get the feedback and they listen to it and they're willing to improve. And just, I felt that it's like you also there need a lot of the different shots, and you had some more wooded, and then you have the open areas again, like the open holes with some trees like that you need to navigate through. And that's kind of, I'd say that's more unique here in Norway, to have both open and the more wooded holes. And also like the length with it.
Right. So it's the diversity of shots and the willingness to adapt and to continue to grow and develop it to improve and suit the style of play.
Absolutely.
Sounds great. Yeah, we're really looking forward to that event. That's going to be an Elite Series event on the Disc Golf Pro Tour. So and you're 3-time defending champion for that event. So I mean, what would it mean to win your first Elite Series event in your home country?
Oh, that would be so great. That would be insane. But you always have to believe in it, don't you?
Yeah, it starts with the belief, self-belief, right? Yeah.
Well, at least a podium finish.
Yeah.
That's what I'm aiming for.
That's the main goal. Yeah. Yeah, it will be a really, really strong field, but you know that course as well as anybody. You have, you should be confident with all of your past experiences, and I think it would be quite silly to bet against you in that case, but not to put too much pressure. Of course, you just do your best and have fun. But yeah, we're just really looking forward to that level of an event taking place in Europe. And this kind of just popped in my head. I don't know if it's a good question or not, but what do you think is the possibility of Norway perhaps one day hosting a World Championships? Do you think that would be, a potential venue for? You think we're not quite there yet, or?
I know, like at that area at Overås, they only have like one hotel, and for Worlds that it might need some more logistics, but of course, the area around there that is quite near, that might host other spectators as well. So I don't know if
Potentially.
it will work or not.
Right.
Yeah.
So maybe not the ideal location, but it just popped in my head because it
But
seems like it's such a high level.
everything is possible.
Sure.
Yeah.
Sure. In time, yeah. Of course, we're all really excited to get a European World Championships someday. We were, hoping it would happen in Finland in 2024, but that didn't come through.
Bingo. Yeah.
Yeah, but what do you think? When do you think that might happen? Not that it's up to you, obviously, but what are your thoughts on the idea of?
If it was up to me.
Yeah, exactly.
Well, I don't know for how long they've decided. Like, how far ahead are they on
Just
the
2024.
decision-making?
Yeah, 2024. It's going to be in Virginia. Yeah.
Yeah. Right. Yeah. So, well, I don't see why it should not be possible the year after that. Finland, or I just heard recently that the Swedish course Ale reopened.
That could be a great potential site as well. Yeah.
Yeah. So, and I mean, there are also other great venues.
Sure.
And courses out here in Europe. So, yeah, I don't see why not.
Yeah, hopefully 2025, whether it be here in Finland or elsewhere, I think the European community would be very, very well deserving of that kind of a high level event. And
absolutely.
Yeah. Okay. So back to Norway there, like you've won the Norwegian national championship twice, last year and the year before. You won the Norwegian National Cup in 2020 and 21. What does it feel like to be a national champion?
Well, that's not a thing I think of on a daily basis,
Of course. Yeah.
And it just like the first time I won, that was a really fun experience because that was actually at my home course. And I've had like 2 years with second place. So I was really eager to like get myself out there and prove that I was worthy of a first place and the Norwegian title. And last year when I defended the title, it was just like, it was really good there and then you move on to the next tournament.
Yeah, sure. So
last year we had it quite early in the season, and we also have it quite early this season. It's in June, so you like move right on to the next tournament.
Right. So you don't dwell on it a lot. You have bigger and more important goals, I guess, for your career. But yeah, just kind of wondering what it feels like to be the best in your country at something. It must be a source of great pride, and of course you know.
Of course, yeah, and of course with the title, I think it comes with more responsibility to be a good figure out there for younger players, girls, and yeah, it just sets you in a perspective of how you would have had, like, how would I have liked to had a role model if I was younger and started at an early age, kind of like that.
Right. Yeah. So it automatically kind of makes you an ambassador for your country to the world, but also a role model to the young players in your country and elsewhere as well, to someone to look up to and to kind of, model their own career after.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's really, really great stuff. And it's really, really wonderful to see what you're doing to help draw attention to other women and girls in disc golf. What can you tell us about that?
Well, lately I've been trying to expose them on my social media channel on Instagram, just to let people know that we are a bunch of Norwegian FPO players out here, and it's not always that easy to start a new sport. Coming to like a new the disc golf community is usually really welcome, but there's usually not like that many FPO players maybe at where you're located. So just to let people know that we are here. We might not be right next to you, but we are somewhere. You can just reach out to us And yeah, just letting people know that we are here and we want to support each other.
Yeah,
I think that's an important part of.
Absolutely. It's really great to build that community and to feel some solidarity with your fellow players and everything. So not to put you on the spot too much, but who are some of the young Norwegian players we should be keeping our eye on in the future?
We just got a new team player for Team We Are Disc Golf. Her name is Tuva Bjordal. I really don't know her age. Is she like 15, something like that? And also Ida Emilie, she's from the western part of Norway. She's also a really up-and-coming player.
Okay.
And like, I think, was it last year? That was the first year we had a junior. I might be wrong, but it was the first time that I saw that we had a junior national group competing at the nationals. So just that says a lot of the growth in the sport here.
That's great. Yeah. So the future is looking really bright for the FPO division in Norway and across the world and throughout Europe. And but it goes a long way to help, to draw attention to this and to help build the community like what you're doing. So big thank you to you for all that effort.
Thank you.
Yeah. So I guess moving on, let's focus a little bit on some of your main goals for the season. I think we kind of already touched on some of it a little bit, but you're looking for top 10 finishes in the Pro Tour events, which you've already had a lot of success. You've already gotten one at Waco, and Memorial's not technically a disc golf Pro Tour event, but the field is really strong, and I think a podium finish there is really respectable, and very well played. So yeah, I guess you're also looking for a podium at the European Championships.
Yeah, that's also one of the goals. And yeah, also to, of course, defend the Norwegian Championship title and to have podium finishes in Europe all over for the tournaments there. Yep. That's a good way to start. And yeah, I'm also going to do like some Euro Tours and tournaments. And of course, it would be great to like defend the first place there this year as well.
For the Euro Tour title, yeah.
Yeah. But I think they changed the how many like tournaments you need to have overall. So I might not have enough tournaments actually, when I come to think of it now, to defend the title. I need to look more into that.
Sure. If the structures change, it might be difficult to put yourself, in that position to do so. But you have some bigger fish to fry, I guess, in the sense that you're looking to succeed in your goals over on the U.S. tour, and so that's also we won't get to see you defend the Kokkedal or the Belgian Open titles, but hopefully the PCS at least.
Yep. Let's aim for that.
So about the European Championships, I think that's kind of perhaps the premier event of the European season. Of course, the PCS and the European Open are massive, but the European Championships has kind of a special place in the schedule, in the sense that it's a very prestigious title that's just for the Europeans. I guess tell us a little bit about your preparations and thoughts about that event.
That's I'm really looking forward to it, and I'm part of the Norwegian national team there. So, I guess I'm just going to prepare as the way I do for every other event. I'm going to have 2 weeks with no tournaments before going into the European Championship, just so my body can do the right restitution and also get in maybe some field works and not have other tournaments in my head just before that event, because as you say, it's it's the biggest tournament that we have for the European scene. So I rank it really high.
Right. So you want to make sure you're fully prepared and rested, and
yeah,
it's a 4-day event as well, so it does take a certain amount of stamina and preparation, right? Mm-hmm. Yeah, we're really excited about that. That's going to be broadcast live on Disc Golf Stream, so we'll be hoping to see you on the
that's great
on the feature card and lead cards, moving through the event. And we're doing separate streams for FPO and MPO for the whole season, so we'll get to focus a lot more on each respected division. So that's a big improvement from last season.
That's really great
as well. And then post-production will be available on MDG Media, as always, for everything. Basically, they're doing it all. They got really, really great team there. So there'll be great coverage. Make sure you check that out, everybody. Something to really look forward to, European Championships. Who would you say is the favorite? Of course, maybe Kristian in her homeland there on the FPO side, yeah.
Yeah, I guess we can say that.
For sure. But, anything can happen. I guess Henna Blomroos is the defending European champion, right? So
yeah, that's true.
So, it's...
And I know they've been working hard on getting back with the putting game. So, yeah, I think we definitely should look out for the Finnish ladies, too.
It's going to be some fierce competition for sure. It's going to be really, really exciting to watch it all live. And what about the MPO side? You got anybody you think is a favorite, or it's just so many people that could potentially win?
I think that could be quite open. Well, we've seen Niklas some of the Finnish guys have already made their entry at this season in the States. And of course I know that we have great Norwegian players as well.
True.
So yeah, I guess we just have to wait and see.
It's going to be really exciting. It's hard to pick anybody. Like you said, the Finns are off to a really hot start over there in the States. Vaina Mäkelä and Joona Heinonen, and they've really started off the season strong. Niklas Anttila, of course, probably the best player in Europe if you look at the accomplishments and the overall consistency. But then, Knut Valholland, Oyvind Jarns is like super high level players that can beat anybody. And like we saw at Järva, one of the only players to ever beat Niklas when he was actually in his prime form was Knut. So,
Yeah. I know, like, Knut, he's been doing some things with his knee, so he's like recovering right now, but I think we'll see him in good shape pretty soon.
Yeah. Well, yeah, hopefully he gets back on the tour and fully recovered soon. A really exciting player to watch. Lots of great Estonians as well. I mean, got a whole handful.
Definitely.
With Albert and Rasmus and some of the young guys too that are really capable of doing amazing things. So yeah, we'll be looking forward to that a lot, of course. We talked a little bit about your bag, what you're throwing and everything, and you mentioned that you're using one of the Guru discs. Do you have any signature discs or anything, or is it like what's the best way for our our viewers to help support you on your journey? What can they do? People at home that want to help support you. What's the best way?
We are working on something as we speak now. I can't talk that much about it, but in the near future, you might be able to support me. Maybe by buying something, we'll see.
Okay.
But just go follow me on Instagram, and that would mean a lot. And in general, just watch FPO coverage, go support them, see them live. That's a really good start.
Sounds wonderful. So yeah, we'll be looking forward to the release of the product that you're teasing a little bit, but also just be a fan, right? Interact with the content, engage with the content, like, subscribe, comment. Go watch in person. It all really helps to help build this thing that we're doing, I guess, to draw more attention and get more sponsorships, and the more viewers, the better. And so just that's I guess just be supportive by following along. And yeah, check you out on Instagram, of course. How do they find you on Instagram? Did just search your name? Is that the best?
Oh yeah, don't follow like the fake account.
Yeah,
I think it's
that's
still
right.
out there.
That's right. Yeah,
But,
there was.
yeah. But yeah, it's what's my Instagram name? Is it like yeah, just Anniken Steen.
Okay.
Straightforward. Yeah.
Yeah, so there was that fake account. I guess I saw that on your story thing.
Yeah.
That's frustrating and annoying to deal with, I guess.
It is. It really is. And Instagram doesn't well, I haven't checked lately, but it takes a long time to get them removed as well.
It's a slow process.
So don't if they reach out, don't communicate. And they're doing some NFT stuff talk. I don't know, but yeah. Just stay away from that. I know I'm not the only one with fake account out there, so just be aware.
No, it's pretty common. Yeah, there's a lot of strange scams and stuff going on through the social media. And
it is.
But yeah, good to be aware of that moving forward. Okay, we're kind of running out of time, but I think we touched on most of the things that we really wanted to talk about. But is there anything else you want to discuss before we go, or?
I think we've been through a lot of talking, and yeah, I just want to say thank you to everyone who keeps watching and supports me, rooting. It means a lot. And thank you for having me here.
Oh, very welcome. My pleasure. Absolutely. It's really great to have you as a guest, and yeah, big thanks for taking the time to share with us all here for Inside Disc Golf Podcast. It's been a lot of fun. Yeah, and yeah, I guess thanks to your sponsors for everything that they're doing, and keep up the great work, everybody. Keep building this thing together, and it's nice to watch the sport continue to grow. So yeah, I guess that's going to do it for this episode of Inside Disc Golf. Thank you so much for joining us, Anniken Steen. And best of luck for the rest of the season.
Thank you so much.
Inside Disc Golf, the European Disc Golf Podcast. Everything about European Disc Golf in one podcast.